Hi, I have a review for you tonight, but first of all, you notice I'm in front of my bookshelves. I decided to do that because I'm embarking in a little bit of a different direction tonight. And because it's at night, this is my second attempt, so I'll tell you that I want to talk about a book that I just attempted to read. And I guess because of the lighting, the cover will not show without it being completely whited out on my device. So you'll see the cover in the book now, and it's by Valerie Keough. Now, I'm gonna start off by saying that this will be hopefully the only time I'll do this type of video, but I've been encouraged to do it because these are true raw feelings that I've had after experiencing this book. I'm going to read the blurb, but I warn you that this isn't. Let me just read it and I'll go further. One letter a week for 15 years. 780 identical white envelopes brimming with my sister's darkest secrets. All the intimate details of a life as different to mine as could possibly be. I read each letter slowly to make sure I understand it perfectly. One day, very soon, it will be a matter of life and death. At the end of each letter, after signing her name, there is always one final sentence. Don't forget to burn this letter. I'll let you decide if I do. The publisher adds, a jaw-dropping psychological thriller that you will read in one sitting. If you love dark, twisty thrillers like The Girl on the Train, The Couple Next Door, and Friend Request, this unputdownable novel will have your heart racing long after you finish reading. Now, I wish I could show you the cover, but I can't. And it's probably just as well. Now, let me tell you what happened as I read this book and as I was encouraged to do this review. I got to 46% of the book with a lot of trepidation, a lot of stops and starts. I told my daughter about the book. She thought I was joking because I was laughing. I told my husband about it. He looked at me like I was crazy. Then I stopped and I wrote the publisher. Why did I write the publisher? Well, because this book is for a blog tour. So because it's for a blog tour, I'm not going to publish this video immediately. I think at the very least, for the sake of respect, I will wait till the blog tour is completed. What I told the publisher was this, and I'm just quoting from memory. I said, the blurb was for what book? I'm at 46%, and I find it completely unbelievable. Utterly unbelievable, I think I said to her. I can't stop laughing. Now, I'm quoting from memory what my email said to the publisher. I said, A, the blurb doesn't fit, as I said. B, I don't know. I don't know. And I kind of left it at that. And I said to her, I don't think I can review this book. I'll promo the book because I'm responsible for the promotion of the book. But I can't review it. Why can't I review this book? Because if I do, it's going to get a 0. Ratings go between 1 and 5. No. Okay, so here's the story. You have twin girls. Oh, by the way, just go ahead and shut the video off if you don't want to have the book spoiled, because I think everything I say hereafter will probably be a spoiler. And at this point, I really don't care. It's 4 minutes into the video, so you can kind of get an idea that I don't like the book. So, like I said, from this point on, I'm going to spoil the book. Okay. Twin girls. They're 30 years of age. At around the age of 15, by the way, their mother died in childbirth, and their father raised them. When he died, he gave custody of them to a friend of his. Around the age of 15, one of the sisters, who had been developmentally slow, went to live in kind of like a home, a care place. She lived there until she was 30 years of age. During their childhood, the girls had problems because the developmentally slow sister was very sensitive. She cried easily. She got a lot of attention. Well, what happened during those years is the normal sister developed a lot of resentment towards the other girl. So when the other girl went to live in the home, the normal sister continued school, went to college, became a great big executive even. She didn't really miss the sister, but she had a sense of responsibility. She did write her a letter every day for 15 years. That is connected to the blurb, those 280 letters, or 780, or whatever that number was. Okay, so she writes these letters, but that's as far as she got. She never visited the girl. She never bought her anything. She just wrote her these letters. Well, when the father died, he gave custody or guardianship to a friend of his. Well, at some point, when the girls were 30, when the women were 30, the guardian said, you know, I want to move to Barbados. I need you to take guardianship of your sister, to the normal sister. Okay, let's stop saying normal and disabled. The normal sister is Ellie. The disabled sister is Tia. So from here on in, I'll say Ellie and Tia. So the guardian says to Ellie, I need you to take guardianship of your sister, Tia, because I'll be out of the country. Reluctantly, she says yes. Well, shortly after that, they hear from her and her husband, hear from the care home, saying that they were closing their doors and she would have to find other accommodations for her sister. Meanwhile, Ellie and her husband Will were trying to have a baby. Well, it was determined that not only could she not get pregnant, but tests turned out that she was infertile because she had no uterus. Okay, jumping back to the story. She talks to her husband. They say, okay, let's let Tia live here on a trial basis. Tia moves in. The first thing Ellie notices when she picks her sister up is that her sister had very, very, very few clothes. So out of the goodness of her heart, out of the kindness of her heart, she runs to her closet. She grabs a bunch of clothes. She gives them to her sister and says, here, wear these until I can take you shopping. You need to have a better wardrobe. So when Will comes in from work, he sees the girls, the women, his wife and his wife's twin, and he rushes over and he kisses his wife on the cheek. But it wasn't his wife, it was the twin. Okay. In the back of my mind, it's a psychological thriller, Robin. So what does that tell you? Obviously, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be chaos. Chaos is going to reign. It's a psychological thriller. Keep telling yourself that. Okay, they have some issues, but things are kind of going on kind of an even keel. Meanwhile, Tia sneaks these sharp, calculating glances at her sister, Ellie. Ellie sees something there, but Will doesn't believe her. So, they still want a baby. They have problems. They have disagreements. So Will decides to go out drinking with his buddies. He stumbles in drunk one night, and he sees his wife, whom he just had a big argument with, coming down the stairs. She looks so beautiful. He's so sorry. So they have sex. And she gets pregnant. But wait, it wasn't Ellie. It was Tia. He slept with his sister-in-law. Why? She looks just like you. She smells just like you. Now, I told my good friend about this book. And she says, wait a minute. Does that mean if Chi-Chi the Chihuahua was on Mama's lap all day and smelled just like Mama, Papa would come home? And Chi-Chi the Chihuahua would get lucky because she smelled like Mama? I had to add that. My friend Fashawn, she's hilarious. Okay, so Will and Ellie have to decide what to do. Tia is slow. She's not going to be able to raise a baby. But wait, they want a baby. Let's make it so that we raise the baby. So now the reader is like, okay, we know something's going to happen. So they concoct this plan. This plan is to have Tia pretend to be Ellie, and Ellie pretend to be pregnant. Okay? Tia and Will go to all the prenatal appointments and the pre-delivery classes, the ultrasounds, and all of that. Meanwhile, Ellie will dress as if she's pregnant. She'll wear a big belly. She'll wear maternity clothes. She'll have her bosses think that she's pregnant. She'll take all the days off of work that she's supposed to be at the OB-GYN. Yeah, this'll work. This'll work. Meanwhile, Will keeps looking longingly at Tia's belly. He has a baby coming. Poor Ellie, she's so jealous. She's so sad. She's so forlorn. But they're going to raise this baby some way, somehow. Okay, 46%, that's when I stopped and I wrote the letter to the publisher that I mentioned. Nope, wasn't going to work. So then I'm like, okay, I did something that I never do, but I did today. I jumped to the end of the book. I'm like, yep, I knew it. So then I went back to 46% and I, skimmed through the rest of the book. Yep, I knew it. Of course I knew it. You know it. Okay, biggest spoiler of all. Poor dear Tia dies in a car accident. Ellie is distraught. She's responsible even. Yeah. Will is sad because he lost Tia. And the baby has no mother. But, well, Ellie's going to be the mother now. Then we get to 90% of the book. And Ellie goes and sits on Tia's bed and says, I'm not the simple sister after all. Because Will doesn't even know that I am Tia. Ellie's the one that died. Tia has taken over Ellie's life and Will doesn't even know. And that's the end of the book. Yay! Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I've never done this before and I hope I don't have to do it again. But those are my thoughts. All right.